Welcome to Custom Made in New York podcast, reminding women of their worth one week at a time. This show is dedicated to all women, custom made especially to win. I'm your host, Raven Joseph. Hi everyone, welcome back. Thank you so much for tuning in this week. I feel like it's been forever since I've actually recorded. Confession, last week my mic was out, so I had to upload the episode I created. It was my first episode. It was a test run that I created last year sometime. And yeah, I uploaded it because I could not get my mic to work. I tried for days and it just wasn't working. I almost spent hundreds of dollars to get a new mic, and I don't know if you're the type of woman who hates asking for help, but I am that type of girl that does not like to ask anyone for help. Although my partner said that he would help me to figure it out, I still went behind his back and I went to Best Buy like I think 3 times in one day trying to buy different pieces. And finally I gave up. I mean, I downloaded drivers. Oh my gosh, I went through the whole 9. I was watching YouTube videos for hours and nothing was working at all. And then he stops by. I don't know what he did, and within less than 5 minutes we knew what the problem was. Well, he figured out what the problem was, ordered the piece, and by the next day it came through Amazon, and here I am. So I'm super excited to be back. I know you heard me last week, but I feel like I haven't spoken for ages. It feels like last week I did have off and I had an exciting time just being off from teacher duties, but I do have other responsibilities, so it's pretty busy, but the best time was just spending time with my friends and family. So this week we're going to talk about, or I'm going to talk about it being okay to feel like an imposter. All right, so for those of you who don't know what imposter syndrome is, it can be defined as a collection of feelings of inadequacy that persist despite evident success. The reason why I brought this up is because I am constantly stressing myself. I am constantly anxious. I have gotten better at it, but at one point it was horrible. Like, my anxiety was off the chain. And last night I was talking to my girlfriend on the phone and we were talking about Lent. So I was raised Catholic and we observed Lent. The way we observed it was we give up something for the 40 days or 40 nights. And I usually give up soda, and that's why I'm not used to drinking soda anymore, is because when I was younger, I had to figure out things that I could give up. Now it's been different, but back then that's what I would give up, soda. And so I was telling her during the beginning of the year, my church did a fast for 21 days. And we prayed and stuff like that. And I told her all the things that I gave up. Like, I was really trying to get close to God. You don't understand. But I told her, and she was like, girl, you're an overachiever. And I was just like, she's right. Like, but so many people have told me that about myself. Like, and I've realized it about myself, but she just reminded me, like, I need to chill. And I need to, like, just relax a bit. Like, stop feeling like I have to do the most just to be okay, or I don't know like how to explain that, but I need to speak to my therapist about that. I see her this week. That's going to be the topic of discussion, is going to be, why am I an overachiever? What is that saying about me? What am I lacking? What do I think I'm lacking? But anyway, I just feel like I've had the term lifelong learner on my bio for some time, but I did change it on my social media platform. But I do love to learn. Like, I really enjoy and genuinely interacting with people. I love school. When my students say they hate it, I'm like, I miss it. I love documentaries. I just love working with people and just learning about life. I love this journey that I'm on, and I'm smiling now, but I hate making mistakes. But after some time, I get over it, and I don't feel that feeling of, I don't know what it is when I make a mistake or I do something wrong. I'm very hard on myself. I'm very critical of myself. And I've spoken about this in past episodes. Like, I am my worst enemy. I am my biggest challenge because of my self-doubt. And it has, like I said, it has been worse in the past, and there's some things that I've done, especially within the last year, work within myself, that has helped me to move forward and take big risks and not be afraid to do that. Because I'm a person that loves my comfort zone. Don't try to take me out. I don't want to change. If it's working, it's working. I'm good. I'm straight, right? But I need to stop that. And if you're like me, welcome to the club. This episode is for you. So if you want to pause real quick this podcast and go and run and get a pen and paper, please do. Yeah, so today I'm just going to share some ways that we can combat that feeling of self-doubt. Our minds really play tricks on us. So one of the things, and I've mentioned it in lesson. I'm a teacher, y'all. Forgive me. In episode 3, I talked about affirmations and how we got to get our mind right. It starts with our mind, right? Just building that confidence and speaking positivity over our lives and ourselves, right? So you can go back to that episode and hear how I talk about affirmations, but that is a big combat for self-doubt. And another thing is change your circle. And when I say change your circle, I don't necessarily mean you have to stop talking to certain people in your life, like when I'm talking about self-doubt, right? Because I do have positive people in my life, so I'm not going to remove those people just because I have challenges within myself. But one of the things I did was, when I say change my circle, I started listening to a podcast, Earn Your Leisure. And like I've said before, I have a challenge with change, but listening to this podcast, and what I do is when I lesson plan third period at work, I play the podcast. So I listen to like an episode and a half, or it takes me like 2 minutes to listen to an episode. 2 days to listen to an episode because I have shorter periods, and sometimes it goes over an hour. But during my prep, I'm grading, I'm lesson planning, and I'm listening to the podcast, and just hearing the experiences of the guests, and who some are like me, is just very empowering, and it's encouraging, and it's inspiring, and I'm kind of like not so fearful of taking risks. So Earn Your Leisure is a podcast about finance and business. I'm like very secure. Like, I don't like to spend money if it's a risk. Like, I like to see where my money goes. But now I've been learning about certain things and different systems and opportunities and investing, and I feel good because it's working. So because I'm seeing other people do it who are like me, or, come from the same place that I've come from, it's encouraging me to like stop doubting, like, this is possible. This can happen. So yes, change your circle is another one. And another one, a big one, is to take action. There's this saying that says, if your action can solve a problem, you don't really have a problem. Sometimes we feel like it's the end of the world, but if there's something that's in our control, it's not really a problem. And so whatever it is that you need to get done, you just need to figure it out. You need to sit with yourself and figure out what steps you need to take to figure out how to get there. And one thing I would suggest is literally setting a timer. I know most women, a lot of women are mothers. Most women are busy. We are busy people. We love to be busy. We love to be working. And sometimes we just have to sit with ourselves. Sit with ourselves and just decide what we want. And not only decide what we want, but how we're going to get there. And I'm not saying that we have to do this all at once, but take some time, set some time, even if it's daily. If you can take 10 minutes a day, set your alarm and just sit and think and decide and really be with yourself and see what's best for you and see where you want to go and what's holding you back. Then write the things that you want to do down and figure out how you're going to get there, what you need to do. It might be to take professional development. I feel like I've taken a million and one professional developments. I have so many degrees, but my thing is taking action. So that's my big thing. But for you, maybe it's just planning. Like, you haven't planned, you haven't really thought out what you want to do. You think of this great idea, but you're afraid to achieve it. So you haven't even put the pen to the paper and decided like the steps that you need to take. So I encourage you to do that. Take time just to work on what you need to do and start small. Like, I know someone who's working on their finances. Like, this 1 week they're going to focus on opening a savings account, which they don't have. The next week they're going to focus on getting that direct deposit form to their job so they can transfer not only their check, but they're also transferring money directly to their savings, so they're not touching it, right? It takes one thing, and if you keep doing week after week, you have that one task, I guarantee you after 6 months, you're going to be so far from where you are today, right now. So it's just you taking action. You have to start somewhere. When I was in college, I don't remember what class it was. I don't even remember what professor it was. Yes, I do. Oh, well, I was in this class, and this professor, I don't even know why he showed it. I don't know why it connected the class, but it helped me personally. And it was called Eat the Frog, Eat the Big Frog. And Eat the Big Frog just is a reminder that we should take over or accomplish or do the biggest thing on the list. So if you have a list of 5 things to get done in a day, do the biggest thing. Because when you do the biggest thing, you're getting closer to your goal. When you do the bigger thing, you feel accomplished. You feel good. Like, I'll set 3 big things in my planner for a week. If I get 2 of those big things done, like, I feel great, right? There's small things to do, the tasks that take about 15 minutes to complete, right? You're getting somewhere, right? But it's more so you're also, don't lie, you're using those smaller tasks to avoid doing those bigger tasks. But it's such a great feeling when you accomplish them. So you have to like change your mindset to want to tackle those things instead of avoiding them. One of the things I learned that you can do, I think Mel Robbins is her name. She talked about the 5-second decision. So we have these great ideas in our minds and we want to get it done. But then like we become so overwhelmed with fear that we avoid it. And we're like, no, I'm not going to do it. No, I'm just not the person to do that. I don't have enough information. I don't have the time to be committed to this, right? Somebody else did it already. I don't have to do it. That's self-doubt again playing with you and hindering you from being successful. So what she suggests is that you count down from 5 and get it done. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to research some people that are going to do my website. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to make this challenging phone call. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to work on my resume so I can get out of this hellhole of a job and find something that's suitable for me, right? That's another like strategy you can use to like get you out of that being insecure, doubting yourself mode that you can sink yourself into. And you also, what's really, 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 really important is to remember why. Like, honestly, I love my nonprofit. It's so rewarding, it's so fulfilling, and sometimes it can be very discouraging. Like hearing no, I don't have the proper funding that I would like, but I'm going to keep pushing. And the why I keep pushing through and doing the things that I'm doing is because of my girls and because I know how much this program means to them. I know how much it means to me to see them being happy, see them in a safe space, to be themselves, having those healthy conversations, and just seeing them grow is just so fulfilling to me. So the why, even when I want to say I'm not good enough for this, I'm not going to ever be able to make this happen, it's not going to last because nobody else sees what I see, or people who say that they're going to be there to support the program, they disappear within a few weeks. You know, I've had those challenges, but my why is like, I'm not stopping, you know, to the point where I was speaking to my business mentor last month, and he was telling me, you know, eventually you're going to have to, there's another board that's going to take over. And in my head, I'm like, oh no, like this is my baby. Like I love my nonprofit. I love what I do. But it's reality. Like it's a reality. I remember why I'm doing it, and it keeps me going, keeps me motivated, and all the doubt that I have, I may have it for a day, I may have it for an hour, but I'm going to get up and I'm going to make sure that I make things happen because it's bigger than me. This is not about me, right? So another thing that you can do, I have done this, I did this with one of my Connect groups, is write down what you have accomplished. So all the things you're accomplished in your life, write them down. And then I would include that whatever your fears are, write them down next to it. So create 2 columns. Write down your accomplishments on the left side and write down your fears and insecurities on the right side. I want you to read those insecurities and fears out loud to yourself. How do you feel? Are you whispering? I bet you're whispering if you did this. Like, our fears and our insecurities, they're in our head most of the time. And so, like, seeing it on paper, it's not as big, it's not as scary as it is when it's in our mind. So just seeing it on paper, hopefully that'll motivate you to look over on the other side and remember that you are great. You are destined for greatness. You've accomplished so much already. Keep that in mind. Keep that at the forefront, right? So, like the saying says, don't put off until tomorrow what you should do today. I remember having my equipment ordered to start my podcast in 2018. It is now 2020 and I'm on episode number 8, okay? So that's me with my self-doubt. Remember, 5-second decisions. Count down to 5, make it happen. Check in with yourself. Make sure that you're progressing one day at a time. And lastly, and this is for my Christian sisters. Well, this could be for everyone, but I don't want to push any of my beliefs on you. But, you know, one of the things I've learned, I did get baptized last fall. One of the things I've learned on this journey with my relationship with Christ is that my worry, my anxiety is more so disrespect to God. And I've learned that I need to be faithful. And faithful means being able to believe even when I can't even see things happening for myself, right? If I pray about something, God is going to see me through it. God is going to give me the strength, the power, the perseverance to get things done, right? So if I'm doubting that, if I'm second guessing it, that means I'm not trusting in God to do what he said he's going to do. So that honestly has been so comforting to me, to trust and not lean on my own understanding, and not just trust in my physical being, my human brain, right? But to trust in the supreme being, God. And I know it's getting better. So like my anxiety is not, it's not as bad as it used to be, because I remind myself, like, I'm going to be good. At the end of the day, I'm going to be straight. Like, I'm not by myself. I'm not in this by myself. And I say that all the time. Like, sometimes I get stuck in my mind so much that I think I'm here by myself. And no, there's a lot of support that I have. So just remember that it's okay to feel like you're inadequate. It's okay to feel like you're not good enough. It's a natural feeling, right? And usually it's a natural feeling when your dreams are huge. Your dreams are so big that we as physical people, it's so hard to see it ever happening, especially in the situations that we're in now, right? But it's possible. And because you have that feeling, that just means that you're living. Because who wants to live being safe all the time? Me. Nah, I'm playing. But that means there's no growth. And like, you have to take those risks. You have to be afraid a little bit. And you have to be in love with your journey. You know, just feeling that fear, it just means that your dreams are big and you're going to achieve it. And if you're not dreaming big, you're not living. So just like Safari said, you're not a regular girl. So continue to dream big and live your life to the fullest. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you tune in next week. If you're not already, please follow me, Custom Made in New York, on Instagram. That's also my email, custommadeinNewYork@gmail.com. Please subscribe so that you get notifications to let you know when I upload. And I do upload every Wednesday. Again, thank you so much for listening. I'll speak with you next week. Take care.